Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan, and to my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends, welcome back. In today's video, I want to talk about, you've had your spiritual awakening, you know now it's time to start taking action, but you're still feeling uneasy about it. This video is for you. Let's get started. As far as on this spiritual journey, one of the things that a lot of people seem to have a lot of fear about is literally after the hermit phase, after going through the spiritual awakening, healing, peeling back the layers, and truly discovering who they are at the core, is putting themselves out there, getting back into society, and now beginning to start to walk the most authentic path possible. I was in the same shoes as you guys. For about 6 months, I literally didn't go outside of my apartment except to get food at the grocery store, and it was a very quick trip. No talking there, and literally go and grab my food, going back home. But it was we're going back 3 years, okay? I was gonna have a family reunion. Every 2 years on my father's side, we have a family reunion. So it'd been, before the last time I wasn't awakened, last time I was going through a major depression. And now this time I had just had my spiritual awakening. I was going through the hermit phase, but it was family members, so obviously I was gonna go see them. But I was having all this fear and this anxiety that was coming up the days leading up to seeing all of my family, because I was constantly thinking about how are they gonna perceive? What are they gonna think about me? You know what I mean? I was still falling into this victim mentality as far as other individuals judging me. But it was the complete opposite. When I got to my uncle's cottage, and we're literally 50, 60 people, I didn't even have to say hi to anyone, and everyone immediately, the first thing that came out of their mouths was like, oh my God, what has changed? You look different. There's something different about you. And even though they weren't aware of it, as far as consciously, at a subconscious level, they could sense that I had raised my vibration. At a subconscious level, they could sense that it was now the most authentic version of myself that was coming out. And as far as your journey, going in, most likely, individuals or situations were very negative. But trust me, as you've done all this inner work, now as you're gonna get back into society, you're gonna see the world before your eyes will literally change. And as far as bringing forth your manifestations, it's extremely difficult to sit and meditate and have something come to you. As far as someone knocking at your door, go, here you go. You normally have to get yourself out there in order to bring them forth. And not only this, you have to open up with your spiritual team and become clear as far as what is it that you want to manifest. Because as far as in this reality right now, us, the physical beings, are 100% in control. Spirits can't interfere whatsoever unless you ask them to. And not only this, what you ask from them can't harm anyone else, can't take anything away from anyone else. Therefore, you have to really become clear as far as what is it that you want to have come forth. What is the new path that you want to take? And as you move forward, and as things are going to be removed out of your life, it's going to notice this. Whether it's individuals where God is just revealing to you the true person that's in front of you. They're revealing their true colors, or else it's different situations that just seems to be fading away. Understand this. Everything is happening for you, not against you. God is just clearing the path. If you view it that way, God is clearing the path to align you on your highest possible potential, as far as your highest good, helping you start to jump up timelines. Because as time goes on, right now there's literally many different dimensions. There's many different timelines available right now, and it's a matter of changing your vibrational frequency to match a certain timeline in order to bring forth this manifestation. And that's why, as far as your manifestation, they can come forth in a million different ways, because there's all these different timelines available right now. And all this inner work that you did during the hermit phase was preparing you for the decision making that you're going to have to start doing moving forward. instead of just rationally thinking, because your brain is literally, the only function of your brain is to keep you alive. As far as thinking, it's not to thrive, it's how do I survive? Which path is the path with the least amount of pain? Which way is the safest way to go? Whereas your heart, your intuition knows the outcomes of situations before they even happen. Because the more you're able to feel in your heart, the closer you are connected with your angels and your guides and God, therefore source energy. But along the way, you are going to be put to the test. And along the way, it's not when things are going great that you're going to be tested. Your level of faith is going to be tested. It's whenever you're struggling, whenever things just seem not to be working, whenever it seems like a roadblock has been put in front of you. That, that is when your level of faith is going to be tested. And that's why one thing that I strongly suggest is let go of this materialistic world. Because no matter what, if you just had your awakening, whatever you're wanting to manifest right now, I can tell you this, as of this very moment, in a year or two from now, you're no longer going to care about this, because you're going to discover yourself at a deeper level, at a soul level. Therefore, don't worry if that sports car is not coming. Don't worry if that mansion right now is not coming. Don't worry if that love of your life is not coming as of this very moment, because you're still discovering yourself until a certain point. And it's not just a matter of months, it's a matter of years. And I don't know about you guys, but since I've had my spiritual awakening, I've been taking in more information. I've learned more after having my spiritual awakening than the years previously, because after college, it's basically you're at work and now you're on autopilot. Literally, unless you decide to start to learn something, you're not being forced to learn anything. Whereas with this awakening, I don't know about you guys, but I had so many more questions than answers. Therefore, I wanted to start to learn. I wanted to start to get those answers. And even now, instead of watching meaningless entertainment, I rather watch something, or I rather consume something that's going to help me evolve, that's going to help me gain more knowledge, gain more wisdom, gain a better understanding as far as how I'm able to move forward. And especially right now with this major shift that is happening, that's going to continue to happen. Because remember, the great conjunction that we had in December 21st wasn't just for December at all. It was for over the next 2 decades. You're going to be seeing a complete shift as far as how we live. And that's why right now, you look as far as on social media, or just you're looking as far as the news, what they're showing, everything is upside down. How is it that certain things, whenever you speak of God, or what example, a pastor in Alberta got arrested and spent 35 days in maximum security jail, wasn't allowed to receive receive a bail's bond in order to wait for his trial, because he was deemed too dangerous for society. But this past week, we just had Nike come out with the Satan shoes that supposedly has human bloods in the sole, and it was one of the most top trending things on social media. You see, everything is upside down right now. And as far as the way to see it is, look at how materialistic this world has become. The more materialistic you are, the less spiritual you are. The more disconnected you are from your soul as far as your spiritual self. And this is why everything is literally breaking down right now, because people have got to get back to the core, and there is going to be a major shift that's going to happen. Things are going to get worse before they get good. Therefore, why bother hanging on to all these things materialistic when there might be a chance that they're going to be getting taken away anyways? It's much more beneficial for yourself to truly start to discover who you are and what you're passionate about, and how are you able, example, to create a business or to create something, a stream of revenue that's not going to be dependent, as far as example, on the government, or example, the traditional way of making a living. Whereas online right now, there's so much potential as far as no matter what it is that you're passionate about, you're able to create something, deliver some type of service that's going to start to bring forth abundance. And it might take time, but look at it as you're being prepared. No matter what's happening, if things just aren't moving as fast as they should, look at it as you're being prepared for what's to come. And not only this, when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to bringing forth your manifestation, never forget about the compound effect. And what I mean by this is putting a lot of time and energy in a project literally hundreds, if not thousands of hours without receiving any type of recognition, not without receiving abundance. But then all of a sudden, you've already done all the work and now the abundance is starting to come forth, but it's gonna come forth and it's gonna have the snowball effect. That's what I'm talking about when it's the compound effect. And that's why it has to be the emotions that the service or the thing that you're creating is providing, how fulfilling it is. That's what has to be the number one reason as far as doing something. And then the abundance, money coming forth, is just a byproduct of this. And as far as getting yourself out into reality, getting yourself out, no matter what it is that you want to do, you have control over your reality, as in you are the main star of your play. How you perceive people are going to perceive you is how they will perceive you. I know it's kind of hard to understand, but it is the truth. It's once you've done the inner work and once you realize, listen, I no longer need to fear people, because now, not only this, my vibrational frequency is bringing forth individuals that are matching it. And that's why what's the most important moving forward, no matter what it is that you want to create, no matter how is it that you want to serve, is be the most authentic version of yourself. Don't try to copy someone else. It's okay to take pointers from someone else, but be your most authentic self, because that is what people are going to resonate with. It's not going to be you trying to copy someone else. And as far as letting go of the expectations, as in putting something out there, but letting go of the expectations. Example, as far as my videos, I have to get 100 views, I have to get 1,000 views. No, let go. I let go and I just say, I hope this reaches someone that's going to gain some type of value out of this video. It's going to help them understand something at a deeper level. It's going to give them that confidence to start taking that first step. And it's through practice. It's through practice and educating yourself that you're going to figure out more and more as far as your path. And as far as for myself and many other people in spirituality, in the spiritual community, it's opening up to your angels and your guides, getting that connection strengthened. Because as far as difficult times, I have had many difficult times during this awakening, on this spiritual journey. But it is the mere fact that I'm able to sense this connection. I can feel their love, I can feel their presence, and I'm receiving guidance from them that has been able to keep me at peace. I don't know about you guys, but whenever, example, through my spiritual way, I got evicted. Let me tell you this, if I wasn't connected with my angels, if I didn't know that I was gonna have a safe landing, I would have been freaking out when I received that 60-day notice. But I didn't freak out because I knew that my time one was done. I knew for a while now that I should have already moved. Therefore, this was just the universe that was helping me to progress on my journey. And once you start seeing it this way, everything is happening for you and not against you. And not only this, the journey rarely moves ahead the way that you perceive it to. And that's why I've let go as far as looking in 6 months, as far as looking in a year from now. And I'm just focusing in on, what am I able to do this week? How am I able to move forward this month? I'm really looking more short term than long term. Because long term, it's fine to make a plan, but you're gonna quickly notice that things don't turn out the way that you perceive them to. It's just like your manifestations. Your manifestations aren't going to come when you want them to. Your manifestations are going to come when God chooses it, as far as when you should receive them. Because there are lessons that are meant to be learned. There's things that you must overcome. And right now you might be struggling because there's some level of fear that's controlling you still, and you need to let that go. You need to understand that you are going to have a safe landing. And as long as you're breathing, you still have a chance in this. As long as you're breathing, you're still able to achieve your goals. And not only this, it's never too late to get started. It's never too late to start on something, because you never know how quickly things are going to change. You never know how quickly the karma, whether you believe you have negative karma, you have a karmic debt right now or a karmic surplus, you never know how quickly you're able to shift this into a karmic surplus. And just view, when it comes to abundance, when it comes to money, just view it as an extension of God's love. It's something that we need. It is the currency that we need to survive here on earth. So right now, as of this moment, what ideas are coming in your mind as far as what would you like to do? What are you passionate about? What could you talk about for hours? And start seeing it as how can you start putting more and more time and effort in this? That's the example. 30 minutes a night, and then your days that you're not working, you could put 2-3 hours into a project, and you'd be surprised that once you get the core, once you get the base, the foundation completed on this project, how much easier it's going to be to progress forward with it. But it's a matter of starting. It's not going to happen overnight, but I can tell you this, as far as from the moment, the day that you recognize that you have had a spiritual awakening, 5 years maximum before you're going to have everything that your heart desires, and you're going to be living the exact life, the exact type of life, down to every single little detail as far as what your heart truly desires. So really, it's all about starting to take action now. Look at right now as an example, if you're going to school, you got to go to the example, 4 years of university, and you walk out with $100,000 debt, which is going to take you at least another 4 or 5 years to pay off. Therefore, it's a 10-year span to get back to zero. Whereas now with your spiritual awakening, you have a chance, if you start taking action now, within 5 years to have everything that your heart desired. Within 5 years to literally have created exactly what you wanted in your life. But it's up to you to start taking action. And I say now is the best time to. Springtime is the best time to plant those seeds. Watch them grow during the summertime, and then in the fall start to collect them, start to receive those manifestations. And as far as if you're being stressed, if you're feeling stressed out, daily meditation. Start off your day, wake up 20 minutes early and just do a 20-minute meditation. It doesn't have to be envisioning anything. It could just be about creating this inner peace, creating that self-love, getting yourself grounded. It's so that way you're starting off the day fully refreshed, no stress, in that alpha state of mind, therefore becoming much more positive as far as the outcome. And when you're able to get yourself out in nature, if you're able to get near water, even better. Those of you who live by the ocean, every day you should be walking by the ocean or going in the ocean, because that sea salt is literally removing any negative energy on you. Well, that's going to do it for the video. I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.